So now I'm watching it. Again, my long-term thesis is bearish, but on an intraday time frame, I'm just playing the ranges. I'm not married to one side or the other. I'm just trading off the ranges on an intraday with an intraday outlook and trying to remain unbiased. That way I can capitalize whether it's to the upside or the downside. Getting back to what I was saying, this level is significant over VWAP, over the 120, holding this level. Now, once I see this bullish candle come in right here, and we're already above the 120 in VWAP, now when we're crossing over the 9 and the 10, now I'm looking at it as this thing's looking bullish. I might have to go ahead and flip long on it. And remember, I already captured a move to the downside, and I felt like this was a decent sized move right here. So like we gapped down decent. Well, we didn't gap down. We just basically tanked decent. Let me see, from what, 128 down to 124. So $4. That's a huge move. So I'm looking at it, and yeah, overall my thesis is bearish. But I also know, bro, the markets are, they're not just going to sell off continuously. Like at some point, seller exhaustion is going to come in and some buyers are going to come in with some strength. So I got that in the back of my mind, and I see us holding this level. And then once we cross over the 9 and the 10 and break above all this chop and hold this level, now I'm looking to flip long. And again, over this chop with strength. See the volume down there? I'm pretty sure, yeah, I did actually grab some calls to the upside at this point. And again, my risk is down here, right above all this chop, right above all these wicks at the 9. So I can sit back and watch the price action as long as we don't come back down here and crack the 9 and crack this level right here, I'm good. So what I want to see is some healthy pullbacks. If I have, because I flipped long at this point, I don't want us to shoot straight up, because if we shoot straight up, 9 times out of 10, we're going to crack straight back down. I don't want to see that. I want to see some healthy pullbacks. I want to see us put in some higher lows, but ultimately continue going up. And also I'm watching my heat map down here. So if you notice, look, we're at 331, right? All right, I can't go back far enough. But again, like I was saying, I don't want us to go straight up. I'm also looking over here though, and I'm like, dang, that's a $4 freaking move to the downside. So I feel like we're gonna eventually fill some of that back in. So that was another reason or elevating factor towards my intraday bullish thesis. So again, I'm just watching the price action. I'm watching the heat map. I'm watching Meta down here, wanting it to get closer and closer to the red to green or break even to ultimately get back in the green. Again, just watching the price action. I'm zooming out. I'm looking. Yeah, like we're like halfway up there now. And look, Meta's just getting closer and closer. It was at like 85 cents. Now it's at 50 cents, negative 50, negative 40. I'm also noticing I was starting to see some speed on the tape over here. And then I'm looking at the level 2 in the size, like the size of these blocks. And really what I look at besides the size of the colors is the cents. So look, 120, 126.9, 0.9, 0.9. So now I'll be looking for the 127, 126.9. Bunch of green prints, green and white. See? Now the 127. Look, a lot of bids over here at 127. Look at all that. Now 127.1. Bunch of green and white prints. Also looking at the heat map. Now look at Meta. Look, a quarter under that break even price. And then I'm watching Nvidia AMD and SOXL and the SPY, look, those are already green. Now I'm looking for Meta to get there. I'm also watching Tesla. Tesla at one point was like down $5 or something like that. Now it's 3. I'm watching all this, which is basically enforcing my long bias at this point. I know I scaled out, but I still had some, and I was trying to ride it up to this red to green line. And again, this is a 2-minute chart. So the 2-minute, it's a little easier to watch. And then keep in mind on my other monitor, I'm also watching Meta on a higher time frame along with the SPY, the Qs, Apple, blah, blah, blah. Look, now we're back down to 127 flat. But again, we don't want to go straight up. You know, we want some healthy pullbacks, but we want to put in higher lows. As long as we're putting in higher lows, I'm good. Now that wick right there is a little concerning. But again, I'm looking over there at that. Now, I'll be looking to get out some right here at red to green. And also remember how I was saying I grabbed a little small tiny position to hold through the number print, right? So again, held some overnight to hold through that print, right? Now, and yeah, like I was saying, I had a little small position based on last month, and then based on yesterday, I knew we were going to have a knee-jerk reaction to the numbers. So that's kind of what gave me the idea and the confidence to grab a position at market close the day before. So on the 12th, right? And, you know, worked out perfect. You know, I actually could have been done trading just off of that move. You know, obviously I could have been done, but, you know, the day had just started, first of all. All right. And even then, when I caught this move, I didn't even, when I caught this move, I didn't even get out. First of all, it was only a couple of contracts, and I didn't even get out because I don't know if I couldn't get out of the position, or like the spread. I think the spreads were too wide or something, and I couldn't get out. So I just held it, and I was getting kind of like worried, and I was trying to get out right at market open, but it happened so fast. I had this level drawn out. So basically, I wanted to wait and test VWAP and this level, and it rejected. You know, based off of, I mean, because this is a lot of volume right here, and being that we came down here and closed on this level, tried to bounce, or it tried to crack this level, but they bought it back up to this level, and now that became like kind of like a support for a second, and then when the next candle opened, it wicked up to that level, and that became resistance. So I felt like this level would be significant, and obviously looking back on it, it was, and that allowed me to hold the 2 little contracts I had, and get out of them down here, right? And once I seen us break down and start consolidating, and I seen all these wicks on the bottom, that signifies that basically this is the bottom of the range. So at that point, I got out. I just wanted to go back over that correctly because I had took some notes when I was looking at my notes.